Looking for a great Western movie with lots of surprises? Check out The Sons of Katie Elder. Made in 1965, it's got funny, shocking, and sad moments that'll keep you hooked. Wondering what makes this film special? Or when you first saw it? Share your favorite memory or story about this movie below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for more interesting facts. The Sons of Katie Elder is a Western film released in 1965. It follows the story of four brothers who reunite in their hometown of Clearwater, Texas, for their mother's funeral. The plot revolves around the brothers seeking justice for their father's death and reclaiming their family's honor. The setting is the Wild West during the late 19th century. The main characters include the four elder brothers John, the eldest and the responsible leader, Tom, the hot-headed gunslinger, Bud, the quiet and strategic thinker, and Matt, the youngest and most idealistic. They are determined to uncover the truth behind their father's death and confront the corrupt figures responsible. The film showcases the bond between the brothers as they navigate dangerous situations and confront their past. Along the way, they encounter various obstacles, including gunfights and betrayal. Through their journey, they discover the importance of family and loyalty. The Sons of Katie Elder received critical acclaim for its engaging storyline, memorable characters, and stunning cinematography. Although it didn't win major awards, it remains a beloved classic in the Western genre, cherished by audiences for its timeless themes of justice, redemption, and brotherhood. The Sons of Katie Elder is a 1965 movie known for its portrayal of four brothers who reunite to avenge their father's death. One of the actors, John Elder, battled emphysema for 2 decades before passing away. Despite facing health challenges, John's talent shone on screen. In August 2020, he was honored with a caricature on Star Portraits. Some speculated that John was the father of actor Jeff Doucette due to their resemblance. However, John was not Jeff's father and was not married until a year after Jeff's birth. There is no evidence of John having children outside of marriage. These facts shed light on John's life and career, showcasing his talent and personal challenges. The Sons of Katie Elder is a 1965 movie starring John Wayne. Wayne often expressed his preference for receiving his first Oscar nomination, for She Wore a Yellow Ribbon rather than Sands of Iwo Jima. He appeared in 6 Oscar Best Picture nominees throughout his career. These include Stagecoach, The Long Voyage Home, The Quiet Man, The Alamo, The Longest Day, and How the West Was Won. Additionally, adult beverages called the Sundance Cocktail and the Mitch Guthrie Cocktail were named in honor of Wayne's characters in the series Hotel de Paris and Wide Country. These facts shed light on Wayne's career and influence in the film industry. Considered for the role of Brick Pollitt in the film adaptation of Tennessee Williams' play Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, the part eventually went to Paul Newman. His son-in-law, Carl Wilson of the Beach Boys, was married to his daughter Gina Martin. He was also in the running for the role of Harry Block in Deconstructing Harry in 1997. In the mid-1960s, the movie The Sons of Katie Elder faced delays in filming because one of its stars, John Wayne, got diagnosed with lung cancer. Production was supposed to start in October 1964, but had to wait until January 1965 to begin. Despite supporting Ronald Reagan's bid for president in 1976, John Wayne attended President Jimmy Carter's inauguration. He appreciated witnessing a peaceful transfer of power, highlighting the importance of democratic processes over violence. For his work in the entertainment industry, John Wayne got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in March 2010. You can find it at 16712 Hollywood Boulevard in California. In 1965, a movie called The Sons of Katie Elder brought together a cast with interesting personal connections. Martha Hyer, who played a role in the film, later married producer Hal Wallis in the following year. Despite Wallis being Jewish, he attended church services with Hyer. The film also gives us insights into John Wayne's influence beyond acting. His image appeared on various products like popcorn trading cards in 1950, Camel cigarettes in 1951, playing cards in 1956, and Whitman's chocolates. Even after his death, his image adorned Coors beer cans, with proceeds benefiting the John Wayne Cancer Institute. Notably, he was even depicted as a puppet on H.R. Puffenstuff in 1969, and a lunchbox featuring his image alongside other puppet characters was released in 1970. Moreover, The Sons of Katie Elder indirectly reflects on John Wayne's family background. His father worked as a pianist and a composer-conductor at Proctor's Theatre in Manhattan, while his mother was a dancer with Vaudeville's Le Ballet Classique. These connections offer glimpses into the lives of those involved in the movie and the broader cultural reach of its cast and crew. The Sons of Katie Elder, a movie released in 1965, garnered significant success at the U.S. box office, ranking in the top 10 a total of 25 times between 1949 and 1974. However, despite its popularity, the lead actor faced backlash due to his affiliation with the Bergson Group, experiencing booing and heckling during a performance with Jerry Lewis at the London Palladium. Interestingly, he was also considered for Richard Widmark's role in the 1969 film Death of a Gunfighter. Despite these challenges, The Sons of Katie Elder remains a notable entry in the actor's filmography, showcasing both his commercial success and the controversies he faced during his career. The Sons of Katie Elder, released in 1965, revolves around the story of four brothers, including the brother of Robert E. Morrison. The movie's plot unfolds as the brothers reunite in their hometown to attend their mother's funeral. One notable aspect of the movie is the burial of one of the brothers, which was done in secret with an unmarked grave until 1999. This precaution was taken to prevent desecration by Vietnam War protesters. Eventually, 20 years after his death, he received a bronze headstone engraved with a quote from his Playboy interview. In 1972, during the California elections, a referendum issue involved a proposition aiming to rigidly codify public obscenity laws, leading to the arrest of pornography peddlers. Wayne, along with nearly two-thirds of California's voters, found the proposition repressive. In a radio commercial, he voiced opposition, stating, "You don't get rid of a bad situation with a badly written law or cut off a foot to cure a sore toe." The Sons of Katie Elder reflects themes of family, loyalty, and justice against the backdrop of the Old West. It remains a significant part of cinematic history, cherished for its portrayal of brotherhood and the struggles of the American frontier. In 1965, Earl Holliman teamed up with John Wayne for a movie called The Sons of Katie Elder. While they enjoyed working together, Holliman had some concerns about Wayne's views. Some people think Holliman supported the Republican Party, but there's no proof of that. In the same movie, another actor, Dennis Hopper, made controversial comments about the Manson massacre in a book called Marilyn Beck's Hollywood. Hopper said the massacre happened because of a wild party with drugs and sex, but later his reliability as a witness was questioned in court. Before The Sons of Katie Elder, John Wayne was into diving. In 1936, when he was 17, he won a diving championship. He got into Hollywood by teaching swimming to famous people's kids. At first, he played small roles in movies, like The Damned Don't Cry. These stories show how the people in The Sons of Katie Elder got into the movie business and what they thought about each other. It's interesting to see how their careers led them to this film. The Sons of Katie Elder, released in 1965, holds significance in John Wayne's career. In 1971, following the success of Big Jake, Wayne claimed the top spot at the U.S. box office for the last time. Notably, he was recognized as the fourth greatest movie star of all time by Premiere Magazine. A DVD documentary for another film, 1941, revealed a meeting between Wayne and Steven Spielberg. Spielberg, impressed by Wayne, offered him a role. Although they became friends, Wayne criticized Spielberg for what he perceived as an anti-American film. Despite the disagreement, they remained friends, and Spielberg mentioned Wayne pitching a script idea about a camel race in Morocco starring Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. However, Wayne's passing prevented the realization of this project. These anecdotes shed light on Wayne's career trajectory and his interactions with Spielberg, revealing a connection between two prominent figures in the film industry. The influence of The Sons of Katie Elder extends beyond its release, impacting Wayne's later career and collaborations.